On this week's Tony and Josh show, carrier pigeons move over. ISIS has suicide bomber chickens. We take a peek into the wild kingdom and find some unique insects that have some rather special powers. Got a high-tech vehicle? Well, you better think of getting a firewall. Hackers are now targeting cars.
It was likely going to be more of a scandal than that whole WikiLeaks thing. This website's recent hack is likely going to make a lot of people very nervous. Talk about a crappy way to win $100. We'll let you know what these contestants had to do to get their cash on the next Tony and Josh show.
Warning. The opinions, ideas, views, emotions, and temper tantrums expressed or otherwise conveyed on the Tony and Josh show may not and most likely is not suitable for all audiences and therefore should not be heard by anyone unless supervised by an appropriate nanny state. Enjoy!
Ooh, episode 80. If you're new to the Tony and Josh show, we're here to inform and entertain and give you a laugh or two. We've searched the interwebs and found these earth-shaking stories to bring to you tonight.
Oh, yeah, these are top of the news headlines. That is for sure. We'll talk about a crappy way to win $100. We'll let you know what these contestants had to do to win that coming up later. And carrier pigeons move over. ISIS has suicide bomber chickens. That sounds more oxymoronic than jumbo shrimp. Oh, we take a peek into the wild kingdom and find some unique insects that have some rather special powers. And what is likely going to be more of a scandal than that whole WikiLeaks thing, this website's recent hack is likely to make a lot of people very nervous. And if we've got time, we'll talk about the real dangers of owning a high-tech vehicle.
Hey, but first, we want you guys to give us a call using our SpeakPipe feature on our website at www.tonyandjosh.com. It's just right over there on the right-hand side. Click it and leave us a message. Tweet us during the show at Tony and Josh Show. And don't forget to include us in your tweets with hashtag Tony and Josh.
So a favorite part of the show with a lot of people is our voicemail segment. And Tony just gave you guys one way, at least, to leave a voicemail with us. And we've got a few regular callers. Nicky G is one of them, and he's got something to say to us this week.
Hey, this is Nicky G, and I want to talk about all the recent shark attacks we've had here on the North Carolina coast. I don't know if you've heard about it in your neck of the woods, but I just went to the beach this weekend, and I discovered one thing. I scream the same whether I'm getting devoured by a great white shark or if a piece of seaweed touches my foot. All right, guys, I'll chat you later. Have a good one. Bye.
It's funny because it's true. And I'll be honest, Josh, I was a little nervous about what was causing him to scream. I was afraid we were going to bleep something.
Yeah, right. You never know. Coming from Nicky G. Well, we've got another voicemail tonight to share with you guys. Who's up next?
This is Kendra.
Well, hello there, boys. Just wanted to say, hey, this is Kendra, John's wife. You know me. Anyway, in the middle of a Tony and Josh marathon. Love y'all's twisted, jacked up sense of humor. Goes right along with my personality. So, anyway, all right, bye.
There's two things I like about that voicemail, and the first one, and the first one was Tony and Josh marathon.
Yeah, I heard that those four words right there put a chill up my spine. That is awesome. If you guys missed the Tony and Josh marathon, well, ABC, NBC, and all the Fox affiliates were not running it. So don't worry, You didn't miss anything.
Tonight on Fox, when animals attack. And the Tony and Josh Show Marathon.
And the Tony and Josh Show Marathon.
And the second thing there was that the jacked up sense of humor. I probably shouldn't take that as a compliment, but I do.
Oh, I'm absolutely taking that as a compliment. In fact, I'm adding that to my resume as we speak. So,
yeah, exactly. So, from time to time, rarely even, we get reviews, and we'd like for you to leave us a review. And there's a couple of different ways that you could do that. You can do that. You could go straight over to tonyandjosh.com and leave us comments on the shows that we post. That could rate as a review. You could also go to iTunes, and hopefully you're subscribed to us so you don't miss an episode when it comes out. And you can go over to Stitcher, where if you've got an Android, it probably works on an iPhone as well, but most people use iTunes. But you can go over to Stitcher and subscribe there and stream the shows, so you don't even have to download it. You just stream it, stick it in your ear hole, and enjoy.
That's convenient. Yes, one of those ways will get you on an FBI watch list, and the other ways will get you, well, in contact with us. No, in fact, all of those are great ways to get in contact with us and leave us some feedback, some constructive criticism, or just a little friendly, hey, how you doing? Just like Kendra did. So.
Oh, some folks have actually been giving us news tips, which is just wonderful. It's cool to know somebody cares enough about the show to try to improve it.
Or change it because they're so disgusted.
Well,
no, that's right,
not
guys.
based on the tips that we've gotten so far.
If you are like us and just like Kendra apparently, and you got a sick, twisted sense of humor, well, and you think you've got a story that you think we need to be talking about, send us an email to newstips@tonyandjosh.com, and we'll review your story, your suggestions, and we'll take it from there.
Oh, and like to remind everyone, I'm sure if you're a avid Walking Dead fan, you're well aware of this, but you may be wondering, is the Tony and Josh show going to be doing the bonus episodes of The Walking Dead where
damn skippy we are.
Where Josh and I talk about our thoughts on The Walking Dead, the most recent Walking Dead episode. So, yep, October 16th is going to be the day. So you'd be looking for the bonus segment, the Walking Dead bonus segment from Tony and Josh around that same time, within a couple of days of that date.
Look at that. We're giving you all this content and you don't have to do a single thing, but maybe give us a call every now and again, kind of like your mother, supposed to call every now and again, say hi. We're just like your mom.
We're just like your mom, just hopefully a lot hairier.
Yeah, well.
Not as hairy, not less hairy, but more hairy.
Well, there's a hairy situation going on the web with this one particular website, and this has a lot of people very, very nervous. Tony, what's going on?
You could actually say there's pubic hair going on here because this is, and I'm sure you've heard about it in the news. If not, and maybe you have joined one of these sites, this might be a good time to sit down because hackers are threatening to release names, nude photos of Ashley Madison users. So apparently Ashley Madison is some sort of fly-by-night website that allows, I don't know if it's single people, but it's certainly married spouses to go on and find other married spouses to hook up with, a booty call, sex, So millions with a B. No, it's millions with a M. I'm just picking on Josh. Millions of cheating spouses may soon be caught by their husbands and wives. Hackers are threatening to release information about more than 37 million people who use Ashley Madison, a dating website for cheating spouses. There's a lot of bumping and grinding going on, Josh.
Apparently, if they got 37 million people who are using that site, I would say that there's a lot of bumping and grinding going on.
And I wonder how many of them have bumper stickers that say, "What would Jesus do?" The hackers known as the Impact Team, I like that, have warned that they will release the names, nude photos, and sexual fantasies of Ashley Madison users unless the website is shut down. The breach.
Well, this is if this website has got 37 million people who use it, I'm sure that they're making. I mean, even if it's taking $1 a month, that's $37 million a year more that they're. I mean, yeah. Jeez, that is a lot of money. They're not going to shut this thing down.
It might be a good time to start up a cheating website, Josh.
Yeah, right? Jeez. Not AshleyMadison.com. God, I hope that's not taken.
Yeah, pardon the pun, but to fill the hole, the void that will be left from this site going away. So the Impact Team in a the breach comes about 2 months after the dating site Adult Finder was compromised. That site had an estimated 64 million members. The Impact Team, in a screen grab showing the Krebs blog, said it had taken over Avid Media systems, including customer databases, source code, financial records, and emails.
Wow, that's bad.
Shutting down AM, Ashley Madison, and EM, Established Men, will cost you, but non-compliance will cost you more, the hackers said. They said users who paid a fee to Avid Life to have their personal data permanently deleted had been lied to, and the company had retained records, including credit card information.
That's a bad move.
So, you know, you
boy.
have to hate hackers, but it's kind of cool whenever they do hack in
Well,
and release this information if they're
this is
telling the
kind of-
truth.
This
because
is kind of a Robin Hood type of thing.
yeah,
Is it not?
Yeah,
In a way.
Yeah. Well, you got to wonder, you know, is it really, do they really care about the morality of 37 million people and they want this site shut down because it's morally wrong?
I don't think it's that. I think
No,
that it's
of course
this
it's
Avid
not.
Life thing, and with the, you know, these people had paid this company to have them, you know, delete this data, and they didn't, and so that's, I mean, that right there is just plain and simply bad business.
Yeah.
You know, you're paying for something and you're not getting it. That's
I mean,
in most
this is a
places, that's
trust
illegal.
situation, and
Well, certainly.
and if you're going to be doing something that's not maybe not illegal but morally wrong and could literally cost you thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in a divorce, you do need to have that trust with this website if you're going to be putting your your name, your photos, and your fantasies. Oh my God, could you imagine how embarrassing some of those fantasies would be?
That's what I'm saying, is there's got to be a lot of embarrassing information. Now, here's the thing, though, is we're talking about 37 million users worth of metadata. I mean, that's
Yeah.
got to be just terabytes.
Oh, could
of-
you imagine what
of-
the sexual industry could do with that?
Well, here's what I'm
Movies
saying
and
is I mean,
projectiles.
they're just going to release this in a bulk document. You know, I mean, it's just going to be a bunch of names and numbers and words, and really somebody's going to have to go through that and disseminate it all and figure out what it all means. Because honestly, to the layman, it's probably going to come across as a lot of gibberish.
Is it gibberish or gibberish?
Well, so in any case, this information in the wrong hands, well, obviously, could be
what would be the
very-
right? Whose hands would be the right hands, Josh?
Let's see. I'm thinking of a Gomer Pyle type of person. Oh, golly, what's this? You know,
Oh, wow, yeah, some chimps down at the lab
Uh-huh.
would be the only hands that it would be okay with. So I don't know. To me, there's nothing that smells good about this story. There's no winners in this situation. It's just a stinky story.
well, I've got one that's even stinkier than that.
Really?
A June entry in Wired.com's Absurd Creature of the Week series warned of the beaded lacewing that preys on termites by first immobilizing them with a, quote, vapor phase toxin
Ooh.
released from its anus.
Oh, of course.
The silent but deadly gas is reportedly powerful enough to disable 6 ordinary termites for up to 3 hours.
You're
Plenty
making
of
this
time.
stuff up. This is a long fart joke, isn't it?
Well, plenty of time for a sumptuous meal of termite bottom, and it is still powerful enough to have an odoriferous heft to weaken several more that might get caught up in the backdraft. See, this reminds me of the crop dusting that happens all too frequently in the office I work in.
Oh, this is a great elevator joke.
What seems to be an innocent stroll to the printer is actually a strategic bombing run, laying waste to all who happen to have been in the flight path. Or my personal favorite is the Fog Bank, a steady if not frequent release of last night's chili dogs whilst pretending to ask a coworker about a feature on a project they might be working on. I mean, after all, sharing is caring, right? Wired.com also learned of the related species, Chrysoprula comanche, whose anal weaponry is in solid form, wielded by, quote, master contortionists who lift their abdomens in order to directly contact their victim's head. See,
Wow.
this very much reminds me of a social practice my friends and I did back in junior high, where an unsuspecting volunteer would be accosted and politely asked to lower their head, where you would then grace the top of their skull with a rectal blast of epic proportions. Now, these sorts of antics, which of course led to such activities like that of a roommate of mine later on from back in the day, who would frequently greet me as I came through the door with a honk from his butt trumpet and a
gee.
marvelous spectacle of 6 full inches of blue flame shooting from behind his tidy whities. Such pleasantries, I think, are lost on the younger kids of this generation. Nowadays, kids have been taught that simply being in the same national airspace of a public park as a smoker will increase their chances of dying a horrific cancer-laden death from secondhand smoke should they be so bold as to take a single breath in the park. Well, back in my day, you'd cup a fart and hayukin that bad boy right into your best pal's face. Of course, in today's society, such an act is not considered polite and would probably land you a night in jail for disorderly conduct or disturbing the peace, depending on the variety of flatulence, of course. So, When I hear of the animal kingdom picking up where my adolescence left off, well, I stand up, I lift a leg, and push out a proud man salute to Mother Nature for giving these little ass masters of the insect world the superpowers that we had as youth.
You know, I can't help but feel kind of stupid because when you said blue flame shooting from behind his tidy whities, it dawned on me. That would protect the hair.
You'd think.
You wouldn't have that itching days later.
Just a woven barrier. There's not a lot there.
It would protect it better than the flame actually touching it, Josh.
Well,
so
all I can say
give me
is
some hope here.
All I can say there's very distinct smell of burnt hair, and well, imagine a blue flame, and well, yeah, there's going to be some of that too.
Do you know what's worse than burnt hair?
Burnt fingernails.
Burnt feathers.
Ew.
I say that because apparently the brain trust,
the bird you have in the hallway is flammable. Who'd have known?
The brain trust over at ISIS, and by the way, I'm Josh, is now setting up suicide chickens to kill its enemies.
Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat because I'm super curious for one. And two, look, I saw a World War II documentary once where they were training pigeons to guide bombs. And this is actually a real thing. Look this stuff up. They trained suicide pigeons to guide bombs with pecking left and right to steer it towards its target. And this was a real thing. And so I guess ISIS is taking a play from one of our playbooks from a long time ago. So they're just now coming around, I guess. So well, good for them.
So the barbaric terror group is using bomb vests strapped to poultry in an effort to blow up enemy strongholds.
How much could you really strap to a chicken, though?
Well,
especially a Middle Eastern chicken. I mean, these aren't Foster Farms chickens here. These are sand chickens.
The modern age of chemistry, I think, has helped out. And of course, some C4. But commanders can detonate them via remote control in a sickening addition to the murderous regime's arsenal. But experts said the crude devices show a chaotic state of the group who, despite its murderous bravado, is having to deal with supply issues. I think a lot of the supply issues are the people that are blowing themselves up. So now they're having to turn to chickens because they're running out of people. But anyway, the group is running low on animation. They're running low on animation. Running low on
send Family Guy episodes
on ammo to enforces target delivery lines leading to Syria and Iraq. Fighters are now resorting to making their own bombs and mortar shells using gas canisters and fertilizer smuggled over the border from Turkey. Now, see, that's what they need to strap.
Help with some of that.
That's what they need to strap the explosives to, is a turkey, because a turkey could carry a lot more.
Much bigger, sure.
So photos also show the terrorists using shopping trolleys and arming
carts.
And arming them with a deadly machine gun. Which is that's brilliant. So it's believed fighters. I'm sorry, this is just getting me tickled. It's believed fighters have no heavy lorries available, so have to improve to transport have to improvise. I can't get through this story, Josh. I just can't believe a stinking chicken. You're going to tell the chicken, okay, now go over there.
Well, we're glazing over one other little golden nugget here.
Glazed chicken.
Well, now I'm starting to get hungry.
Chicken McNuggets.
And this is a shop that look, these guys have watched a few episodes of Mad Max, obviously, because they're hooking up machine guns onto shopping carts. I mean, come on. That is straight out of some video game stuff right there.
Yeah. Whatever works, you know?
Yeah, I don't even think the guys at Jackass would have been so bold to do that.
It's things are good. You know, we need to start up a crowdfundme site to help these people get better weaponry and save chickens. You know, I can see a group in California going, oh my God, we have to, and they're eating chicken. We have to save these chickens.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. PETA is organizing forces as we speak.
So I think one of the comments that I saw, like on Twitter or something, is so once they blow up the chicken, can you still eat it? I mean, does the chemical explosive cause? I mean, certainly you should cook it, right? At least parts of it.
It's going to taint it for sure. That's going to be a little.
Might have a little funny taste to it.
A little gamey at the end there.
So
No, that's
you have to wonder, is somebody actually doing this, or did two guys make a bet if they could do it or not?
Well, here's what I'm hoping that there's going to be a practical joke group, somebody who's got a YouTube channel or something like that.
SNL,
They emulate this, but instead of chemical explosives, they use like some kind of propellant and hummus. So this chicken walks into a bar and starts like every good joke. And
chicken walked into the bar,
and all of a sudden you hear it's beep 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 and pow, and all of a sudden everybody's laced with hummus. I think that would be hilarious.
That's true. But anyway, there's I just maintain this can't be a legitimate idea. It was a bet, or somebody lost a bet or something.
We're talking about Middle Eastern terrorists here. There's not a whole lot of brain cells to rub together to begin with.
That's all the segues you get, Josh.
Yeah, right. Well, guys, there's this contest that I just absolutely have to tell you guys about, because I stumbled across the story and I was like, there's no way that I am not putting this at the end of the Tony and Josh show this week. Well, this is about the crappiest way you could imagine to win $100. Now, your mom always threatened to wash your potty mouth out with soap. I know my mom did, and there's been a few times I got a spoonful of cayenne pepper if I was exceptionally bad. Well, these guys might want to wash their mouths out anyways. Visitors to Irving Town's 37th annual Lady of the Lake Festival last week in County Fermanagh, Northern Ireland, were treated to a new event. As all the villagers were so excited, as it had been many years since a new event was introduced to the festival. One would think it might fall under such festival favorites as pie eating contests. Nope, that's pretty far off base, actually. How about watermelon seed spitting contest? Well, that's actually pretty dang close, but still not quite making the pile, if you know what I mean. So it sounds like maybe a livestock judging sort of thing, where local gets a pretty blue ribbon for the best cow or lamb or something. No, still not it, but we're getting warmer. In fact, this competition is quite literally steaming warm. You give up? Well, the Good Irish Folk have created is a competition unlike anything we have here in the States. Thank God. A local hotelier named Joe Mann, that's Mahon, organized a game for this year's festival. Mann is known for his quirky ideas during the annual Lady of the Lake Festival, according to the Ermagerd Herald. At least 6 other people joined in the competition. Festival organizers posted on Facebook in June that they were seeking volunteers for the strange new contest and that the winner would receive $100. So what exactly is the big deal, you might be asking? What the hell is this contest anyways? Well, they're calling it a dung spitting competition.
Ooh.
That's right.
That'll leave a bad taste in your mouth.
You'd think. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Participants take sheep excrement into their mouths and try to spit it farther than their opponents. While the current world record, and I'm using that term very loosely in this case, is 5.56 meters for the furthest spat poo, it's likely more than 15 meters because the record was possibly set in 2006 by a man in South Africa, where some consider dung spitting a sport. Okay, well, some people consider underwater basket weaving and armpit hair speed braiding a sport, but you don't see those in the Olympics now, do you? I doubt we're going to see this anytime soon in the Olympics either. The creator, this Joe Mann guy, well, he apparently relishes in his role, instigating the dung spitting and even allowed a sheep to defecate directly on his face. And yes, there is photographic evidence all over the web of this. Want to talk about a profile pic update, huh? Am I right, ladies? Anyways, aside from the fecal spectacle, the festival appears to be pretty normal and features a lot of events typically found at town festivals across the country in the U.S. And yes, of course, even a young woman is crowned Lady of the Lake. So at least they hold true to their title.
Well, at least they're not saying sheep sit, shit, spitter, ship, sit. I can't say that 10 times fast. I can't say it once. I just, the feces has a lot of bad bacteria and stuff. They used them in Vietnam to take the bamboo and they put their crap on the end of the bamboo, and then whenever
they were using human feces,
doesn't matter. I mean, it's very. I mean, there's a lot of nasty stuff in there. It could make you very sick. So I'm sure that they rinse their their mouths vigorously with lots of alcohol.
You would have to think that there would be some degree of syllabic swallowing,
Yes.
inadvertent or not.
Yes.
My God, I mean, Listerine sales must skyrocket.
Well, when I say alcohol, I'm talking about not the isopropyl kind.
100%.
No, I'm talking about the other kind, the beer, the whiskey and stuff that you guzzle down before you do any of this stuff.
You'd have to. Well, we are talking about something in Ireland, so they.
I'm part Irish.
They're not known for being sober folk over there.
Yeah, but I didn't think they were putting sheep shit in their mouth.
Your ancestors, my friend. Your ancestors.
So I think we have time for this, and I want to jump in and find an opportunity to berate the new Jeep Cherokee. So you guys probably have heard about this. Hackers,
well, especially if you listen to the Jeep Talk Show, where we have berated
Yes.
this lovely vehicle for ever since its inception.
And I'll mention too, in fairness, this isn't just a possibility on the new Jeep Cherokee. It's a possibility on several modern day
Pretty
vehicles.
much any car manufactured in the last few years,
Yeah.
any car that has, well, let's get into the story and we'll talk about just who all might be at risk.
So this guy was driving a 2015 Jeep Cherokee, and he says this: I was driving 70 miles per hour, which is amazing to me that it will go 70, on the edge of downtown St. Louis when the exploit began to take hold. Though I hadn't touched the dashboard, the vents in the Jeep Cherokee started blasting cold air at maximum setting, chilling the sweat on my back through the in-seat climate control system. Next,
I'm
the radio... yeah. Next, my ass is not feeling toasty. Next, the radio switched to the local hip-hop station and began blaring Skee-Lo at full volume. Skee-Lo? I've never heard of Skee-Lo. I spun the control knob left and hit the power button to no avail. Then the windshield wipers turned on. The wiper fluid blurred the glass. Oh, that's handy. And the two hackers remotely toyed with the air conditioning, radio, and windshield wipers. I mentally congratulated myself on my courage under pressure. That's when the transmission cut out.
Oh boy!
Immediately,
it just gets better.
Yeah, immediately my accelerator stopped working as I frantically pressed the pedal and watched the RPMs climb. The Jeep lost half its speed, then slowed to a crawl. This occurred just as I reached a long overpass with no shoulder to offer an escape.
Oh man!
The experiment had ceased to be fun. At this point, the interstate began to slope upward, so the Jeep lost more momentum and barely crept forward. Cars lined up behind my bumper before passing me, honking. I could see an 18-wheeler approaching in my rearview mirror and hoped the driver saw me too. So I could tell I was paralyzed on the highway.
Wow,
I don't know. I
that
think
would be scary.
I think law enforcement would love this type of control over vehicles.
Oh yeah, no, I could easily see this being incorporated into into future police vehicles where they just basically take over your vehicle and a high-speed pursuit is instantly over. I think that was a technology that was debuted in what was that one movie with Sylvester Stallone and anyways, yeah, I've seen this kind of.
Give me a couple of syllables. Sounds like.
It's future.
Future.
He was D-Thawed, and Wesley Snipes was in it too.
Demolition Man.
Thank you. I wanted to say like $1 Million Man, but
that was a funny movie with all the. I still haven't figured out the three seashells, but I'll figure it out. Damn it!
Right. Still working on that one.
One just gets really dirty. Yeah, but
so guys,
I thought that was cool how the foam burst into the cab of the vehicle too. That was a cool idea.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So in all seriousness, guys, who is at risk of this kind of thing? Well, pretty much anybody that has Bluetooth technology in their vehicle. If your vehicle has an infotainment system that connects to your phone, well, unless it's connecting directly through a cable, and if there's any kind of wireless whatever, if your car has a built-in hotspot, if your car has Wi-Fi, well, you are all at risk of this sort of thing because all it takes is the right technology in the wrong hands and something just like this can happen. And yes, guys, this isn't a real thing. You can verify it on Snopes. It is all over the web, and I believe even Fiat Chrysler Automobiles has released a press statement in regards to this. So for more information on this kind of stuff, well, you guys can check out our other podcast, formerly known as the XJ Talk Show. We have switched it to the Jeep Talk Show. And we pretty much cover all things Jeep and off-road. It's a lot of fun.
You know, Josh, I heard some very disturbing news today. Hillary Clinton is not leading in any states.
Shocking.
Republicans are ahead of her, and it seems that Donald the Trump is ahead in the Republican polls.
Yeah, I've heard that too, despite a lot of people not wanting to admit it.
It's funny as hell.
He's actually, and I'm kind of digging it because it's got a lot of people getting mighty squirmy.
It's wonderful seeing a politician
absolutely.
not be a politician.
Yes,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm excited.
Trump is an asshole.
Completely.
He is an asshole.
Completely.
But he's a real person.
Yep. And he's not a politician. And that's why he's got my vote so far. So we'll see how that goes.
I can't talk about Donald Trump very much around my wife because she's like appalled that I'd even say the name because he's so horrible. And I say, but he's acting like a person and sharing his beliefs. You don't have to agree with him. First Amendment, all that type of stuff. It's wonderful. It's refreshing to not have to listen to the typical crap. Speaking of the typical crap.
Yeah, and speaking of listening to crap, if you guys would like to listen to more crap, well, we've got a whole boatload of it right over there at TonyandJosh.com. You guys can have access to our entire show archive.
You can put it in your mouth, swill it, and spit it.
Yep, farther than a sheep turd. Well, it's 100% free, guys. You don't have to sign up for anything. Downloads are all available. We are, of course, available also on iTunes and Stitcher Radio, as we mentioned earlier, and even TuneIn.com. All of those websites, guys, gives you the ability to leave us a review. We appreciate the 5-star reviews as well, the comments, all of that stuff. Tony, how can they get a hold of us on social media?
I don't think they can. Oh, no, that's not true. That we're on the Twitter. We're on the Facebook. On Twitter, you can just do @TonyandJosh Show. And in all your tweets, whether it has to do with sheep spitting or anything, just put hashtag, the little £, Tony and Josh Show. And, of course, tell a friend.
Oh, yeah. If your sensibilities and morals have been questioned, well, then we've done our job right, and hopefully we've given you a laugh or two. Spread the word about the Tony and Josh Show and help us corrupt one of your friends, shall we?
I thought you were going to say moronic morals, which would go well.
Would certainly fit into this show, that's for sure.
I am so happy that the Clintons aren't pulling the wool, that they go with the sheep thing, over anybody's eyes. It's very hopeful that maybe we won't have another Clinton in the White House. I want to see her go down in flames, much like her email server.
You guys don't have to be very hopeful that we'll have another Tony and Josh show next week, and hopefully we won't have any politics.
Yep.
Tony.
Got to have it. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a great week.